Bracing for an ambitious agenda, lawmakers returning from August recess will be facing a massive to-do list in Washington. Vice President Mike Pence says President Trump will have a clear message for Congress tonight.
The president tonight is going to call on the Congress to step up and move an agenda forward. It's going to make America great again.
Here now is former Congressman Jason Chaffetz. He is a Fox News contributor, so the to-do list is enormous when they get back to work. Yeah. What would you say should be at the top in terms of what could get done and build some momentum? I mean, we're looking at the screen right now. There's infrastructure, government funding, debt ceiling. I mean, obviously, that's something that they got to deal with right away. The border wall, something the president has talked about. Tax reform is all David and I care about. Then there's health care. What do you think? How does the list shake out for you?
I think all of the above is what the Republicans were elected to do. But look, tax reform would probably do the most good for the economy, not just tax cuts, but tax reform. I think charitable deductions stay in place, mortgage deductions stay in place, but an ambitious tax reform package dealing with the corporate rate, the individual rate, bringing dollars back from overseas to inject those dollars into the economy, rising the tides help all ships here along the way, and that would by far do the most. So you have to do some of those others, like the debt ceiling.
Totally, but you know all those guys. So do you think that can actually get done? I mean, if you were going to go in and you were going to, lay down here's what we're going to do right now, we're going to get it done. Is tax reform doable? Can they find a consensus? And because they can't have another failure like health care.
Well, look, all you have to do is get Republicans to vote for it. And so you got to be able to do that. Now, the Senate is going to be a much more difficult situation, but and there's going to have to be some hard negotiation there in order to get that portion done. But in the House, yes, I think you have to get that done. Now, how that plays out with infrastructure, I think there are some dollars probably to play with there. But when they got rid of earmarks, they made this process much more difficult. Nevertheless, you have to get it done.
Yeah, so infrastructure, that's another one that Democrats have said is a layup because it's something that they want to be involved in. And even when he tried to lay it out before, of course, Thunderdome took over, the idea around infrastructure made a lot of sense. The billions they were talking about, the matching funds from private industry, shortening the permit process so that you actually might get something done in 2 years as opposed to 15 years, looked like a solid plan. Do you think that's something that could get done with help from everyone on all sides, realistically?
I think that will be part of the leverage that they use in order, I believe, to get the tax reform portion of it done. But remember the gauntlet here. By the end of September, you have to fund the government. You have to do a debt ceiling. So you have to pass a budget. The border wall dollars are going to have to be in there, and Democrats are going to dig their heels on this. But, there's only 12 legislative days on the calendar in the House of Representatives. Half of those are fly-in and fly-out days. But if I had to pick one that I would hope that they get done, it's the tax reform. But you also have to do debt ceiling, although Representative Tom McClintock has an innovative way to not default but continue to fund the government.
Do you feel like there's conversations going on right now that people are talking to each other, that there's a plan, they're ready to go back and hit it and really get to work?
Well, I think Representative Kevin Brady in the Ways and Means Committee is ready to do this. What I am concerned about is that August was not spent barnstorming the country, laying the foundation for the principles that you need on tax reform. I don't see the president. I haven't seen the vice president. I haven't seen Republicans as a whole beating the drums week in and week out with the op-eds and the rallies and the meetings. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, you're right. Jason Chaffetz, thank you so much.